Hello, I'm Jim Banning, author of Patriotism, Unhinged, which is available worldwide through online retailers. Welcome back. We have another great story for you today. We're going to talk to you about Group 40, which was put together by our famous president, George H.W. Bush. Operation 40 was a team of assassins that would go anywhere in the world to kill somebody that he asked them to kill, if the CIA asked them to kill. They were all paid by the CIA, most of them under fictitious names, and like James Fowles, his name was Colonel Felter, F-E-L-T-E-R, and most of them were paid by United Fruit Company. It's been said that Allen Dulles and his brother, John Foster Dulles, were connected in some way with United Fruit Company. And so that would make sense because they used United Fruit Company to pay a lot of people. In 1963, there was a picture taken in Mexico, and Jim Fowles is in the picture, and he remembers that the picture was a surprise, I guess a flash bulb, and he reached for his gun because he thought maybe they were going to have to take out the guy that took the picture. In the picture, you see Porter Goss, who was eventually director of Central Intelligence. You'll see Barry Seal, and you will see Frank Sturgis, Felix Rodriguez, and Tosh Plumley, I believe. In '63, you've got a picture of Fowles sitting with the top guys, the top killers in the world. And probably this is before the assassination, because the assassination was at the end of the year.
But Luis Posada Carrillos, I don't know if you've heard of him or not, but his name should be familiar. Him and I did a lot of work together, but Luis Posada Carrillos and I was the first two hired and recruited by George Bush Sr. for Operation Mobile Group 40. And so from there we wound up in Mexico at the field doing an operation, and all the guys together with Operation Group 40, not all of us, but a majority of us, was there at the Luna Hotel. And we was having dinner at the table, and I was sitting next to Frank Sturgis. I was sitting to his right. And the photographer come over and he made a picture of everybody at the table. And I whipped out the .45 and I got it under the table and I asked Frank, should I shoot him? Should I shoot him? He just made a picture. And Frank had his coat up over him and said, no. He said, leave him alone, leave him alone. So maybe they won't notice. But a lot of us there was very important people.
Sure.
Not that I was one of the important people, but
Right,
I was with Frank Sturgis and Barry Seals and forget the guy's name now. He was tied up with the CIA. He was the director.
Porter Goss.
Porter Goss, yeah, that's his name, Porter Goss. And he's there, and he's in the picture, and several of us there.
Sure.
So we went on there. That was January '63.
So for those who say that why would they have Fowles, a driver for a made man in Chicago, why would they pick him? Well, he was one of the top killers in the world at that time. And of course, most of this is because of his youth. And he has told us a good bit about that, and we're continuing to study it. This whole Montauk thing has been really closed up for years. And so we're studying that every day now, and we will eventually be doing more on that, and that will open up everybody's mind to why he became what he became. So let's let him tell his story.
Johnny Roselli was liaison between the CIA and the Chicago mob, and at that point before the assassination, they'd asked Johnny Roselli if he would take out the contract and kill Castro. He told him they offered him $80,000. I think it was $80,000. And he said, I don't want your money. He said, I'll do it for free, but I got to check with Sam. Because Sam had to get the okay from Tony.
Yeah.
So Sam right away said, yeah, go ahead. And so Tony Accardo agreed to it. But it was never carried out because the CIA did not want Castro killed. Because Castro was using the islands there, the Isles of Youth was the name of them, was the base for proceeded doing the heroin that was being shipped out of the Bermuda Triangle, which is known as the Golden Triangle.
Right.
At that time. So we processed all the heroin was processed there. And that was tracked over the 45 miles to the Yucatan Peninsula by boat. And from there, it traveled west until it got into actual Mexico. Then it took a sharp right-hand turn heading north. And the heroin became known as Mexican mud. And that's where that story comes from. And that goes on. And basically, then after that, we got to the Kennedy assassination. And I kind of feel bad the day that the kids had to grow up without a father.
Could you tell us, after you took the shot, how you exited? There was a picture that came up that showed a man with a hat on that...
Wearing a hat just like this.
Yes.
This was the fedora that I wore that morning, and I didn't have it on when I took the shot. I put this on afterwards. I had my jacket on, and I reversed it with a plaid inside, on the outside, so I looked like a railroad worker.
Right.
And I had a couple of pieces of chalk, and I'm walking along the boxcars, and I'm making marks, and I know what I'm doing.
Sure, yeah.
But it looks good to the people in the public. Nobody asked me any questions.
Right.
Even the guy in the tower. And as I took the shot, the briefcase was open. I laid down. I didn't lay down. I knelt down, and I put the fireball inside the briefcase. I closed that up, and I ejected the shell from the fireball, the brass. I put it in my mouth, and I bit down on it. I'm going to leave that as a marker on the fence there. So I pulled my jacket off and reversed it and put it on. I had the gray, the silver gray on the outside. Now I could pull this here. I had it in the sleeve, doubled up like that. So I pulled it out of the sleeve, and I put it on my head. And when I picked up the gun case, which is a briefcase, looked like, I walked away. I looked like a businessman going to lunch. Well, when I left the fence there, I walked down to, I was about 8 feet from where the fence turns to the left, like it comes back up there on the sidewalk. So I turned across there to walk up through there. I got the edge of it. The cops come running on both sides of me. They ran looking for somebody else, running away, not just walking casual like. And it was on both sides of me, and they shot by me. They didn't say nothing. Some woman in the car, her name was, forget her name now. I'm trying to think of her name. She was eating her lunch. She used to work for the school book depository. And we made eye contact, which I didn't like, but she was late. She seen me take the shot. She scooted down off the seat, and she's peeping up over the dash. George Bush Sr. was leaning against the one building, their book depository, and he's leaning, and he's got 1 foot up on the wall and 1 foot on the sidewalk, and he's leaning back. And so I looked over at George, and he looked at me, and I kept walking. We didn't make no contact. We didn't talk. And I went on down this walk there, crossed over Houston, where I had the Chevrolet, and I carried a sign that I had made up that said official business, which was laying on the dash. So when I parked there, the cops wouldn't bother the car. They'd see it said official business. They figured I was over in the courthouse probably.
Right.
And got in the car. Johnny Roselli was in the back seat. Charles Nicoletti was in the right passenger seat, we had bucket seats in the Impala. And Super Sport. I got in the car, slid the gun case in between the back seat and the back of the front seat, And so I pulled out and I took a ride on Houston. As I pulled out and I took the ride, Johnny Roselli, he reached through between the bucket seats and said, Jimmy, here's the brass that you wanted. So I took the brass from him, put it in my coat pocket. And I drove down about 3 blocks, made a left-hand turn, went down a couple of blocks, made a right-hand turn, and pulled up by, I think it was remember the gas stations that had the dinosaur sign in the front?
Oh, yeah. Sinclair, yeah,
that's what I think it was Sinclair. And I let them off that gas station, and they had another car parked across the parking lot where they would get in and go. and I would go into Mesquite. I did not wait to see what car they got in.
Sure.
I didn't even want to know in case I got caught. I couldn't say nothing, you know what I mean? Because I didn't know. So.
Can you tell us what you had in your pocket?
Oh, yeah, my 45 on the right side and my left side, I had a grenade. And if I pull a grenade out of my pocket, I pull the pin and toss the grenade and yell grenade, and everybody's going to run like hell or get out of the way to light a fire. And I won't have much trouble getting out of there because I'm prepared to shoot my way out of there if I have to. Because I'm not going to be caught for assassinations.
Yeah, right.
And if they want to shoot me down, they're going to have to shoot me and kill me to stop me.
Well, that's a hell of a story, and it's probably the exact way it happened.
That's exactly the way it happened.
Yeah.
And if there's more shooters there, I don't know. I know that Chuck was shooting, Charles Nicoletti. This Chuck is Charles Nicoletti. He was in the Dowtech building, second floor, corner office building. I was up behind the picket fence.
Now, any detective in the country who saw the picture of James Fowles in Mexico in 1963, prior to the assassination, with a group of killers, well-known killers, would automatically know and wouldn't be surprised that Charles Nicoletti asked Jim to back him up. He was in the big leagues. He not only was in the big leagues, he was in the big leagues for a long time. That lasted all the way through the Bush's administration. You've been a 28-year contractor on occasion. You're a mercenary, but I mean, they call it contract.
Well, they changed the name to contractors in 77, I believe.
Yeah.
Mercenary was a bad name, they thought. I thought it was a great name. I was proud to be a mercenary.
Sure.
And they started calling them contractors.
Yeah. But I mean, the actual work that you did would be one thing and then maybe not work for a little while, and then the next thing would be another contract.
In between assignments.
Yeah.
When I was home,
assignments,
and like between assignments, I was working for the Chicago mob.
Yeah.
But I called David Alley Phillips every day.
Every day.
I called the switchboard. I would give them my call number, my name, who I am, tell them Sam Man, give them the number, 42, I think it's 4214. And no matter where David Phillips is at in the world, they would patch him through to David Phillips.
Right.
And I'd get him on the phone. I'd go, hey, boss, how's it going? He'd say, pretty good. He'd say, it's a nice day.
Right.
Why don't you enjoy the day? Other than that, he'd say, well, I got tickets waiting at an airport. And he'd give me the name of the airport. And we use Midway Airport. They're in Cicero, Illinois, which is known as Chicago.
Right.
But it's in Cicero.
Yeah.
Which O'Hare is out there in Bensenville, actually. What do they call that? Chicago.
Yeah.
And so anyway,
I would like to get to another topic.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you're finished, you were close and in Operation 40 with Barry Seal,
right?
And you and him did a lot of work together, moving drugs, materials,
cocaine, marijuana.
Yeah. And the story is that you took a lot of them to Mina, Arkansas.
Mina.
Yeah. And
Mina was the drug drop capital of the world.
Okay. In summation, these are things for you to think about, because maybe this is the first time you've heard of some of these things. Now, I'm talking to people that have been looking at this thing for a long time. And for the new people, you can't make up your minds until you have evidence. And so this is evidence, and you're the jury. Let us know what you think. It's important to us to let us know what you think, because you might ask a question that I say to myself, I should have told them about that. So the comments are very important. We look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.